Of all the clutter in our lives, some of the hardest to let go of is what I refer to as memory clutter. Ooh, that stuff is tough. Your great-grandmother's sewing machine, your great-uncle's toolbox, your mother's fur coat. You don't really use any of these items, but you certainly can't get rid of them. Or can you? Don't worry, I'm going to coach you through it. Stay tuned.
Welcome to this episode of Live Your Best Life Now, Right-Sizing with Ease, with your host, Senior Move Manager, Jeannine Bryant.
Here's the thing, folks. Objects don't hold memories. People do. No one loves or appreciates family history more than me. My father is a huge history buff, and he has instilled in me from an early age the importance of remembering where I came from. And I hope to instill that same value in my own children. But does that mean I have to live in a museum? Here's a list of things that I could have cluttering up my home if I hadn't gotten bold enough to let them go. My great-uncle's huge accordion, my grandmother's fur coat, my mother's fur coat, my great-grandmother's spinning wheel, a collection of antique razors, a huge collection of antique farm tools, and 3 sets of wedding china. Does any of that sound familiar? I think almost all families can relate to this and have struggled with this very topic in one way or the other. The thing is, there comes a point when we've got to make some hard choices and decide what to keep and what to let go of, because we simply cannot keep it all. If we did, we'd have no room to live our lives in the here and now, making new memories. Am I right? But getting rid of the clutter doesn't mean we have to get rid of the memories. Here are some things to consider when making the determination of whether or not to keep an item that's attached to memory. First, ask yourself, what does this item really remind me of? Is it a good memory? If it's not a good memory, well, then the answer is easy. Let it go. There's no reason to hold on to things tied to negative emotions. If it is a good memory, then I give you permission to keep it, but only if you can use it or display it somewhere in your home so that you can recall that memory often. No use keeping a good memory stored away in a box in the basement or attic. The second thing to consider is, if I got rid of this item, would I forget the memory? I can already tell you that the answer to this question is most likely no. Letting go of an object doesn't mean that you'll forget about that person or that event if it was truly important to you. Something to consider might be, is there another way to keep this memory alive? Remember that huge accordion I referred to earlier? Well, it belonged to my great-uncle, and after his death, it got passed on to my grandmother, and then to my mother, and finally to me. I was delighted when I found a photo from the 1920s of my great-uncle holding that very accordion. Guess what? I kept the photograph, and I let go of the accordion. I still have something meaningful to remind me of my great-uncle, and it takes up much less space. The biggest lesson I can give you here is to only keep the most meaningful objects that you can use or display. Remember that long list of family objects I rattled off at the beginning of the episode? Well, the truth is I've kept about half those items, only my favorites, and all of them are used or displayed in my home so that I see them on a regular basis, and so do my children, which means that someday those objects will mean something to them. This is a complex topic, I know. So if you'd like to know more, visit my website at changingspacessrs.com for more tips and information. And keep watching for more episodes of Live Your Best Life Now, Right-Sizing with Ease.
Thank you for watching Live Your Best Life Now, Right-Sizing with Ease. For more great information, visit changingspacessrs.com. Also, browse the other shows found on this Biz TV Shows network.